Guys, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Okay, so this is week 5 and basically I'm expecting this week will be the last week for our lecture lah. Before we complete all the lectures, then we can start with our practical already. Okay, so might be that starting from next week, kita dah start buat practical, bring all the components and the multimeter for you to try and use them. Okay, kita tengok balik all my notes on passive and active components. Okay, measure them, make the connection as how you used to learn during your breadboard, kan? Kita akan cuba buat lah. But for this week, I will proceed with our lecture. Okay, so this topic is about soldering and desoldering. So from the previous note, we have learned about, last class, we've learned about the construction of circuit using two type of boards, which is the breadboards and then the strip board. Okay, now on the breadboard, you will not be doing any soldering or desoldering because there will not be any soldering process. So you will not do any process on breadboard because there is no place on the breadboard that you can solder your components. But on the strip board, yes, you need to solder your components to make sure that it is placed intact with your board and it is not movable and the connection is connected properly lah. So kita kena solder kalau kena strip board. So that is why for today we will focus on soldering and desoldering. We learn about the process of soldering, the soldering iron itself, and then what do you need to make sure that okay, just checking that the volume is on. Okay, and what is good soldering, what is bad soldering. Okay, the criteria for you to make sure that your solder is good, the connection is okay, no crossovers or whatsoever. So that is what we're going to learn today lah. So soldering and desoldering, review the tools needed to solder and desolder the electronic components. Okay, so that is what soldering is all about. What is desoldering? Means that once you have soldered them, you can undo them. Okay, you boleh cairkan balik solder timah tu and then cabut balik komponen. That is desoldering. Soldering kita lekatkan, desoldering kita cabut. So to demonstrate how to thin a soldering iron tip, to demonstrate the soldering process, and to show the characteristics of a good solder connection, and then review classic soldering mistakes, what normally happens, what people normally do, and demonstrate the desoldering process. Alright, so this is what you will be learning throughout these topics. So I don't know why. Alright, so these are the soldering tools. We have the first one, which is the vise. Vise ni kita tak ada lah. Okay, this is what it looks like what we call it kalau dalam pertukangan ragum. Have you ever heard of ragum? Where you can place the not components lah, in terms of pertukangan, you nak letak kayu kat situ, you nak gaji or everything, you lekapkan dia kat situ lah. So for soldering pun ada juga. Okay, it is known as vise, but we are not using it lah. Alright, because we are not going to design a very large scale of products, so we don't need these things lah. Number 2 is the safety glasses, and then the third one is our solder sucker. Fourth one is the solder tools, and then the diagonal cutter, needle nose pliers. Number 7 is solder. Okay, this solder is basically has been placed into its case lah. Dia ada case dekat situ supaya it is more proper lah. But basically kita akan guna, dia akan gulung dekat dia punya holder tu lah. Alright. Number 8 is solder wick. So number 8 and number 3 is functioning as the same thing. Okay, maksudnya dia nak desolderkan solder tu. Number 9 is your damp sponge. Okay, so this should be damp. Damp tu maksud dia lembab lah, basah kan, you buang air sikit. Okay, the usage of this damp sponge is for you to clean up your solder tips tu, puncung solder ni nanti. Right? Then number 10 is your soldering iron. Okay. So soldering iron typically operates between 35 to 30 watts, depends on your brands lah. Ada yang 25, ada yang 30 and so on. So the tip temperature can goes up to 750 degrees Fahrenheit or equivalent to 400 degrees Celsius. So that is pretty hot lah, sangat panas. Right? Okay, so normally if you are using a new soldering iron, then depan dia akan berkilat cantik lagi lah. Once you dah pakai selalu, dia akan jadi hitam macam ni lah. Okay, the reason why, because the iron ni dia dah heatkan dia, kejap panas sejuk, panas sejuk, panas sejuk, lama-lama dia akan jadi hitam. And kalau you tak jaga dia properly, lama-lama dia boleh berkarat. Pasti you boleh bersihkan balik lah. Okay, so the important part here, you tengok dekat dia punya temperature dia, that is very very hot. So solder is an alloy of tin and lead. So this is soldering iron. Okay, it is not solder. Solder is this thing, alloy of tin and lead. Maksudnya dia adalah sejenis alloy yang mana dia terdiri daripada tin, iaitu timah. Lead ni dawai biasalah, besi biasa. Okay, so the solder used for electronics is frequently called 60-40 solder because it is made of 63% of tin, 63% timah, and 37% of lead. So we call them as 60-40, pembahagian dia lah. Not 100% timah sebenarnya. Okay, sebab dia still perlukan komposisi tin tu untuk apa, untuk kuatkan dia punya structure. So for this solder, it melts at 361 Fahrenheit, the normal one that we use. So 361 Fahrenheit, kita check lah Fahrenheit to Celsius. Berapa tadi? 361 Fahrenheit. So kita check 361. Right? So that is 182 degrees, 183. 183 darjah. Almost twice the heat of your boiling water. You masak air tu 100, ni dekat 200. Okay, so bila you dah panaskan solder tu nanti, dia tengah cair tu jangan you pegang pula. Okay, that is very hot lah. So lead free solder. So as for the 1st of July of 2006, the European laws mandate that new electronics be entirely lead free. As for yet, not such law exists in the United States. So this law has been applied in Europe. Means that you can use solder which are 100% contains only tin. Tak ada lead langsung. Okay, but kat US tak ada lah. Alright. If you ask me why, then saya pun tak tahu. That is, ini kan semua orang-orang teknologis punya bahagian lah. They might have their reason lah why you can't use 100% of timah. Okay, you must use the one with the which has already been added together with the besi biasa and so on. Okay, but basically that is not our job lah. Just leave it there lah. Kita guna apa yang kita ada je. Okay, so soldering, iron care and maintenance. So you tengok ni, dia berkarat kan? Betul tak? Bukan, sebab things heated, unheated, lama-lama dia akan karat. That is normal. Okay, so this is untin and this is tin. Okay, so a soldering iron must be coated with a thin coat of solder. This will allow for the transfer of heat to the workpiece. So this procedure is known as tinning. Okay, so what is tinning? The tip must be kept coated with a shiny layer of solder by occasional whipping and applying solder directly to the tips. So basically this is untin. You tengok the differences between untin dengan tin. Untin ni all of them are iron. Maksudnya semua dia punya body of the soldering iron tu lah. Okay, ada karat, ada hitam and so on. Once you tin them, you put a thin layer of solder dekat you punya soldering tip ni tadi. Okay, so first thing, you can protect the soldering iron. Kita protect besi dia ni. And then second one is to help us when we are transferring the heat to your components. Bila you nak solder tu, you dah ada sikit solder dekat you punya soldering iron. So bila you letak dekat komponen tu, dia akan memudahkan untuk solder tu lekat di kedua-dua belah kaki. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, this is your kaki resistor. You are soldering from this part. Solder comes from here. Timah dari sini. Soldering tip yang panas dari sini. Bila you cair, dia akan banyak buat timbul kat sebelah ni, betul tak? So sebelah ni dia kurang. So by thinning of your tip of your soldering iron, yang ada dekat soldering iron tu dia akan cair, dia akan jatuh kat sebelah sini. So dia akan tambah sikit supaya dia jadi sama rata lah lebih kurang. Instead of sebelah ni gemuk, sebelah ni sikit. That is kita tak nak. Kita kalau nak all evenly placed dekat kaki komponen tu. So that is one reason why we thin our soldering tip. Second reason lah. First reason tadi kita nak protect our soldering tips ni lah. So this is the thinning process. First, you apply solder to the soldering iron tip. So when the soldering iron is hot, you put your tin dekat you punya muncung dia tu, tip dia. Letak sikit. Then you roll the tip on damp sponge. Damp sponge yang ada dekat bawah kaki you punya soldering stand tadi. Okay, you sapu kat bawah tu, lap. Jangan sapu kuat-kuat. Nanti semua tertanggal. Kita sapu sikit lah, kita tak nak dia terlampau tebal. Nanti instead of depan dia tu tajam, ada solder sikit, dia dah jadi besar macam tu. Sebabnya you dah terlampau banyak tin dekat depan tu, terlampau banyak solder. Kita tak nak juga macam tu. So once you dah letak, masa dia tengah panas, you sapu sikit dekat you punya damp sponge, dia akan removekan sikit yang excess, yang terlebih. Okay, but still yang lapisan dekat dia punya soldering tip tu still available. So roll on the damp sponge and then you will have your properly thin soldering iron tips. Okay, so something like this lah. Okay, not too thick, jangan terlampau tebal. About the size of the tip sajalah. So kalau you comparekan this tip dengan this tip, size dia sama je, cuma you letakkan satu selapis je, very thin. Okay, just to help you when you are soldering later on. So this is known as thinning process. Okay, two reason. One, to protect your soldering iron tips. The second one is to help you masa you transferkan you punya solder ke you punya board dan you punya kaki components tadi. Instead of apa, kita nak jadikan dia sama, even. Banyak, belah sini ada, belah sini pun ada. Right? So the soldering process, first, you heat both items at the same time by applying the soldering iron to the copper pad and the component lid. Okay, so at the same time, kita panaskan, bukanlah panaskan means that sampai panas nanti rosak pula you punya komponen dengan board. Just to heat them up. Okay, so antara dia punya copper pad means this. Yang warna, saya zoom sikit lah. This is, we call them as copper pad. Nampak tak ni? Yang warna gangsa ni, cuprum. This is known as your copper pad. Okay, yang hijau tebal ni, that is your copper connection. Maksudnya dia punya connectivity lah between this macam ni kan. This point going to here. So ini kaki resistor, katakan kaki resistor dia masuk panjang macam ni. So we will have our copper pad there. So heat both item at the same time. Both item, what is both item? One at the lid of your components together with the solder, timah ni. So panaskan dia serentak. So tengok sini, soldering tip ni dia letak, soldering dia panaskan bukan timah dengan ni, dia panaskan copper pad dengan komponen lid serentak. Okay, so dia bagi heat dengan benda yang gangsa ni dengan kaki ni. Alright, so bila dia dah panas sikit, baru you letak you punya solder nanti. The reason why kita buat ni supaya both of these things, which is the pad and the lid, dia dah ada haba, dia dah jadi panas sikit. So that bila you place you punya solder dekat situ, dia akan melt dan dia senang nak melekat. Okay. Continue heating and apply a few millimeters of solder and then remove the iron and allow the solder joint to cool naturally. So first you panaskan dua benda ni. Once dah panas sikit, dalam 2-3 second, baru you letak solder iron tu, soldering iron, dia letak timah tu, baru you letak dekat pad tu. Bersama dengan antara pad dengan kaki dia lah kan. Pad dengan kaki tu, you letak dekat situ. Sebab dia dah panas. Okay. So it only take a second or two to make the perfect joint which should appear shiny. So a good joint normally kita nampak dia macam ni, dia berkilat, nampak? Okay. Kalau berkilat macam ni, bawah ni maksudnya it is a good joint. Okay, macam saya cakap tadi, kalau kita tengok, alright. This is the lid, this is the soldering tip, this is the solder. Solder kita apply belah kiri, betul? Dan belah kanan ni kita tak ada solder. Dia akan mengalir daripada this part as well dengan apa yang ada dekat soldering tip yang kita buat tinning proses tadi. So kita nak make sure semua pad ni semua kena. Baru kita boleh secure the connection in a very good manner lah. Alright. So once sudah letak, jangan lama-lama lah. Nampak je solder timah tu that has already melting. Dia dah cair. Angkat solder, angkat soldering tip tu. Tunggu sekejap, 2-3 second, dia akan beku. Okay. Add your components. Example shown here is a resistor. By push the wires through the holes you have drilled on your PCB, in your PCB. So this is your PCB lah, board you lah. Right? So apa warna benda yang gangsa ni apa? 1, 2, 3, 4. Apa tu? Cuprum. Copper pad tadilah. Yang ni. Yang bulat ni kan? Yang bulat-bulat. Ya, itulah dia. Okay, so you drill your hole on your board. Or if you are using straight board, tak payah drill lah. Dia dah ada lubang, just masukkan. Bawah ni ada copper pad dia. So you place the lid of the resistor through the hole. So this is a pin through hole component kan. So dia pun pin through hole, memang pin dia kena masuk dekat lubang tu lah. Sekejap ya. Okay. And then ini sama je. Okay. Oh, right. Then kaki dia kita bengkokkan macam ni. Okay, tapi jangan patahkan dulu. Do not cut them off yet. You place as how you like, macam ni kan. Berapa tinggi body of the resistor to your board. Katakan you nak macam ni ataupun you nak rapat lagi, whatever it is that suits you. Mana yang you prefer. Okay, once dah masuk, you boleh bengkokkan kaki dia lah. Macam ni tadi pun dia dah bengkokkan kan. Nampak? Dia dah bengkokkan ke sini. Supaya you senang nak solder. Kalau dia duduk tegak macam ni, you nak tengok pun susah kadang-kadang. You nak solder apa semua, you bengkok kan, macam tu. So you solder sini, sini soldering iron. Senang nak nampak. Okay. And then bend over all the wires you are not going to solder now. Yang mana ini yang lebih-lebih ni, bengkokkan dia. And then clean the point of the iron, take away any dirt on a damp, not soaking wet sponge when the iron is heating up. Why? This will help your solder to flow properly. Okay, so kita nak first time kita nak solder tu lap sikit lah. Okay, tapi sini dia terangkan damp, not soaking wet. Maksudnya janganlah sampai you basahkan sampai bertakung you punya span tu. That is not properly lah. Okay, bagi dia lembap je. Kita nak dia lembap sikit supaya apa? And then tin the iron, the tinning process. This just means you should melt a tiny bit of solder onto the point. Try to avoid breathing in the fumes. They can be harmful. Fumes tu dia punya ni lah, bau asap dia ni. Sebab solder bila you panaskan dia akan keluarkan asap. So janganlah apakan. Alright. There will be smell lah, adalah bau timah tu di lebur kan, ada bau dia. Okay. So kita buat tinning process the same as how I've discussed with you just now. And then you heat your copper track. Okay. Kita place the tip of the iron together between the copper track with the lid of the component. Kita preheatkan dia dulu, panaskan sikit. Hold the iron sponge on it for 3 seconds. Okay, 2, 3, 4 saat kita nak bagi dia ada panas. Kalau if you did not heat the copper track and the lid of the component, what will happen? The solder will not stick. Dekat bawah ni tulis. If you don't heat long enough, the solder will not stick. Sebab copper dan kaki lid component tu they are still cold. Sebab dia still sejuk. So bila you place, solder tu susah nak melekat. Alright. But if you heat too long, the track will burn away. What happen when the track will burn away? Copper track ni instead of warna emas, warna gold, dia akan jadi warna hitam. So means that it is unusable, rosak. Okay, so jangan terlampau lama, jangan terlampau sekejap. But it is better jangan terlampau lama lah. Kalau lama-lama, burn lah you punya circuit. Kalau if you did not heat it for long enough, means that when you try to solder, the connection will not be good. Might be that solder tu akan tertanggal or everything lah. Dia tak melekat dekat kaki pin tu. So but still you boleh desolder, solder balik. Okay, it is still usable. But if you heat it for too long, means that bila dia dah burn, that's it, habislah. You kena buat board baru. Okay, kena buat connection baru. And then touch the solder wire on the track and heat it quickly from above with the iron. Okay, so after 3 seconds, put your solder at the copper track tadi. copper pad. So dia akan cair. Just use your instinct nak tengok besar mana lebih kurang, dah cukup. Buat terlama-lama kan, instead of filling in the copper pad, dia dah terlebih filling. Tak nak juga macam tu. Kita nak ngam-ngam dekat copper pad tu je, jangan lebih. Kalau terlebih pun tak elok. Alright, it might be damaging your circuit. Liquefy just enough solder to make the joint and then pull the iron away. Alright, so once you dah nampak macam ni kan, okay, dia dah stick on the lid of the component, stick on the copper pad, and then that's it. Pull the solder. Tarik timah ni. So your joint should look something like this one, and you should only need a small amount of solder for each joint. Okay, so jangan terlebih, jangan terkurang. Okay, nanti kita akan tengoklah. Alright, here. Good and bad attempts. So this is good. Because why? It was placed on both sides of the copper pad, and then dia kena juga dekat lid komponen tadi. And then it goes through the hole as well. Masuk sikit ke dalam lubang. So dia akan jadi kukuh lah. Okay, means that this component connection dia akan jadi kukuh. This joint is complete and will hold in place. Alright, this one is bad. Kalau you tengok, why? Tak cukup, betul? Not enough solder applied, no joint. Dekat copper track belah kiri ada, copper pad belah kanan ada, tapi dia tak connectkan dengan kaki resistor. So there is no connection. Okay, you have to make sure dia cover all this place. Macam ni lah, cover everything and masuk sikit dekat lubang ni, tengah-tengah ni, supaya dia dapat hold lagi kaki resistor tu dengan lebih kukuh. Okay. Ada lagi tak example? Okay, good and bad. This is bad. Okay, this is what normally happens. Copper track not heated long enough, so there will be no joint. So copper track ni, yang warna gangsa ni, bronze ni, dia tak panas. Mungkin masa you panaskan tu, you only heat up the lid of the resistor. So lid resistor ni sahaja yang panas. When you apply your solder, dia melekat dekat sini sebab yang ini je panas. But the copper track, they are not stick up with the solder. The reason why, because dia tak panas, dia sejuk. So dia tak boleh nak melekat dekat situ. Alright. So make sure you have to heat up both of them, your copper track as well as for your your lid of your components, around 3 seconds before you place your solder. This one is bad as well. Why it is bad? The solder was placed in a very good shape, bentuk okey, masuk ke dalam lubang, kena kiri, kena kanan, and then kena dekat kaki komponen. But why it is bad? Copper track dia dah jadi hitam. Okay, so the copper track burn, so no current can pass through, which means there are no joints. So current tak boleh lalu dekat track yang dah terbakar. Okay, quality of solder. Good solder. So this is the actually not requirement lah, the characteristics lah, ciri-ciri if you want to know that your solder is good or not. So this is basically the best lah kalau you boleh buat, but susah lah. Bukan saya nak kata you, saya pun sama. Kalau saya buat macam ini bad solder. Ini biasa terjadi kalau saya buat. Okay, ini pun ini dia jadi sebelah, nampak dah macam siput babi kan. Ada jadi, but it is not good sebab sekarang ni dekat connection sebelah ni dia tak kuat. Anytime you tertolak sikit dia boleh tercabut. So there is no connection dekat pad sebelah ni. Okay, yang warna apa orange merun ni, that is your copper pad tadilah. Okay, this is also bad. Terlampau, yelah, ini saya biasa buat, gemuk-gemuk. Dia ikut orang lah. Orang gemuk lah jadi. Okay. Bad solder, ini pun sama. Easily tercabut. Okay, sangat senang tercabut. This one bad solder, too thin. Lagilah ni lagilah. Tak ada, there are no place on this pad which can hold the components strongly. Tak ada kaki dia, tak ada pad yang boleh pegang dia dengan kuat lah. Senang sangat tercabut. Alright, so this is evenly done lah. This is the best lah. Okay, and then here, this is the, what we call it, the point of where you cut off your excess lead of your component. Okay, you dah solder kan? Katakan macam ni, you solder dekat sini. So you ambil dalam 1mm, berapa tu? 0.5 to 1mm, and then that is where you cut ni lah. Jangan pula you pergi cut dekat solder tu lagi. Kan you dah buat cantik-cantik, bentuk dah macam gunung macam ni kan? Kan macam gunung kan? You pergi potong dekat tengah-tengah ni. Kan? Terlebih pula potong, rugilah. Kan? Instead of apa. So bagi ada nampak sikit lagi lah lead tu. Tapi this is basically, I don't know berapa kali di zoom ni besar ni. Sebenarnya 0.5 to 1mm ni pun kita nak tengok pun susah, betul tak? By our mata kasar kita ni, kita nak tengok tu pun kita nampak nanti sikit je dia berkilat kaki resistor tu contohnya. Okay. Ini pula dia punya shape. This is the view from the side of the connection, side of the solder. Dari tepi kan. Kita tengok macam ni, kita masuk komponen, kita tengok dari tepi. Now, this is how you look daripada, instead of macam ni, you tengok macam ni. Daripada bawah macam ni. Atas lah, daripada atas ke, daripada bawah ke, mana-mana lah. Alright. So, this is the first category, solder joint shape. This is the copper pad, component lead tengah-tengah ni. This is the solder joint. Cantik lah, tak? It is not exceeding the, it doesn't exceed the copper pad, and then it is evenly distributed throughout the copper pad. Okay, sama je dia punya distributed dia apa pada copper pad ni. Alright, this is solder joint shape for second category. Okay, kita tengok sini dia ada termiss sikit lah sini, but this is still acceptable as long as it is stick to the copper pad dengan you punya component lead, then it is okay. Third category dah separuh macam ni. Okay, you might find something like this. Okay, and then this is fourth category, dah kecil sangat lah. Okay, so try to go for the first and the second category lah bila you buat nanti. So this is a good solder joint, you tengok cantik kan? Bentuk dia macam tu. Ni pandangan dari atas you tengok, okay? Dia smooth, tak ada tajam-tajam, naik apa? Ada puncak lagi dekat sini, turun lagi, puncak lagi. Okay? Ada macam ni saya tunjuk. Macam ni kan? Ni ada naik bulat dekat sini tiba-tiba ada puncak lagi satu. They are smooth, something like this lah. Cantik je. Then they are bright and shiny. Tengok berkilat. Okay? Means that is a good joint. Clean and then concave fillet. Dia punya bentuk. So this is how good solder should looks like lah. Good solder and bad solder. Okay, this is your copper pad. This is your component lead. This is your solder. So these are This 1, 2, 3 ABC is categorized as good solder. Kalau you tengok macam mana dia punya bentuk dia. Right? This is bad solder. Tengok ni, not covered all of the LED. You tengok ni terkeluar lagi sikit. LED pula, lead. Alright, yang ni pula dah terlampau lebih sampai sampai melimpah lah, dah terlebih lah sebenarnya. And then this one you tengok dah bergigi-gigi. Okay, so good solder dan bad solder. You can tengok dekat sini lah. Ya, too much solder. You tengok dah macam apa ni, planetarium negara. Bulat je macam tu kan. Apa benda ni kan, tak cantik lah. This one is too little solder. If you look at it, lead of the component ni is not connected pun. Nampak? Tak ada solder yang pegang dia pun. Yang you solder is the copper pad. You tak solder dia punya kaki ni. So there are no connections lah. Alright. This one is cold solder joint. Okay, this is not soldered. Nampak tengah-tengah dia berlubang. Dia tak di kaki, sama lah macam ni tadi. Okay, tengah-tengah ni ada lubang kan. This is cold solder joint. You tengok sekarang dia punya dia punya timah dia, solder dia tu, dia tak berkilat, dia tak apa kan, dia tak melekat elok, so dia jadi macam tu. Okay, reheat tu penting. Yang you letak dulu ada copper pad with the lid of the component tu, panaskan dulu dalam 3 saat, 4 saat, baru you apply timah. Baru dia jadi senang, jadi elok lah. This is solder bridge. Okay, this is what we don't want to happen. Okay, so look at this type of problem. Basically, this pad and this pad should not be connected together supposedly. Sepatutnya kaki bulat pad yang sini dengan pad yang bawah ni tak boleh dikonekkan together. Kalau ada connection means that dia dah jadi salah. Sebab initially dekat dalam diagram, these two things, they are not supposed to be connected together. Okay, for example what? One resistor. Okay, means that sini ada 2 lead, nampak? 1, 2, nampak tak? Kaki komponen. So what is this 2 is, kita boleh assume these 2 comes from the same component. Okay, resistor, ni kaki 1, ni kaki 2. First pin, second pin. Supposedly dia tak connectkan bersama 2 pin tu, tapi di sini dia jadi terconnect. The reason why, too much solder on both of these copper pad, then dia bersambung. Sepatutnya dekat sini tak ada connection, now dia dah jadi ada connection. So we don't want this to happen. Alright, sometimes what happen kalau jadi something like this happens, it might damage your components. Okay, kalau resistors, capacitor dan it is okay, it is cheap. You boleh beli berapa sen je satu. Let's say this is your IC. Satu harga RM5 for example. You buat pun jadi macam ni, you tak perasan, you on, you punya circuit terbakar. Dah nak kena ganti baru, RM5 lagi. Okay, so that is something which is unwanted lah. Kita tak mau benda tu terjadi. So, if it should not be connected together, don't connect them. Okay, kalau perlu kita connect. Kalau tak perlu, jangan. Right? This is a lifted trace pad. Okay, the copper pad has been damaged. Okay, you solder, disolder sampai 10 kali, 20 kali. Tercabutlah dia punya pad tu, habis. Bila jadi macam ni, what happens? Kena buat board barulah. Ni, board hijau ni kan. The whole thing you kena buat baru. Okay, so janganlah disolder sangat sampai berkali-kali kan. Buat 2-3 kali then that's it lah, cukup lah. Okay, normally you buat once tak jadi, disolder buat balik kan. You tengok how can you make sure that your second attempt tu boleh overcome problem yang terjadi masa first attempt. Mungkin first attempt tu terlampau sikit solder, so kali kedua lebihkan sikit, ataupun kali the first one tu too much solder, second attempt tu kurangkan sikit, so tak adalah nak disolder berulang-ulang kali. Okay, we want to avoid them. Kalau tak, inilah terjadi je. Dia tercabut. Dia pun pening juga. Sekejap panas, sekejap sejuk. Sekejap panas, sekejap sejuk. Lama-lama dia pun tercabut lah. Right? Okay, the desoldering process. The solder sucker. This is how we remove. If, for example, if you want to remove the component is damaged, you nak ganti komponen baru, or you want to resolder to make sure that the solder is neat, okay, cantik, mengikut kepada piawaian, for example. So we use this solder process. Means that we melt the solder on the pad with the lid. We melt them again and then we remove the melted solder. Kita cairkan timah, lepas tu kita bukan asing lah, kita remove lah, sedut dia, buang dia daripada circuit you tu. So what you have to do, first you apply heat to the connection to be desoldered. So when the solder melts, trigger the solder sucker. Okay, so how do you trigger the solder sucker? Kita tengok balik. So this is your solder sucker. Atas ni, you tekan macam you nak pen kan? Nak tulis, tekan, keluar dia punya mata ink kan? Yang ni taklah, bila you tekan, dia tekan pump dekat dalam tu. Right? And then dia ada button hitam ni, nampak? Button hitam tu, you press, dia akan tolak balik benda ni keluar. Benda yang you tekan tu keluar, so bila dia keluar tu, dia akan activate pumps yang ada dekat dalam tu untuk keluarkan daya sedut. So dia macam menyedut lah. Alright? That is how we trigger. Tekan dulu, tolak ke dalam, lepas tu you tekan balik. Macam pen lah juga kan? Tekan bila nak tulis, tak nak tulis, you tekan balik button itu supaya dia tolak balik ke atas. So that is how you trigger lah. Alright, and then trigger the solder sucker. Alright, and then repeat the desoldering as needed until all solder is removed. Okay, you might not be able to completely remove all solders at one attempt. You cuba sekali, tak semestinya semua akan tanggal. Dia akan ada sikit lagi mungkin tertinggal. So repeat lah. Panaskan dia, sedut. Panaskan dia, sedut. Okay. But masa tu dia dah tak banyak. Initially dia akan banyak. Once you dah sedut, dia tinggal sikit lagi. Okay, tertinggal dekat kaki, dekat lid components tu. So you panaskan sikit, sedut. Panaskan sikit, sedut. Macam itulah. Remove soldering iron and the soldering sucker from the area once dah completed until all solder is removed. It is easy for you to determine, to analyze whether the solder is completely removed or not. Just look for the shiny part. If there are still there, means that solder tu masih ada. Benda yang berkilat tu lah solder kan, timah. Kalau dah tak ada yang berkilat tu, means that everything has been moved. And then remove the component lid. So cabutlah daripada lubang dia tu sebab dia dah tak ada solder. Once dia still ada solder, then you tak boleh nak cabut. Kecuali you patahkan kaki dia, baru boleh cabut lah. So that is by using solder sucker. By using solder wick, I don't know if we have them lah dekat sini. Saya rasa technician Madam Suzy might be that she has solder wick ni lah, but we are not going to use them lah. By the way, in your box tu ada kan solder sucker, betul tak? So kita akan guna solder sucker je lah. So solder wick is finely braided copper that is used to wick away excess solder from a desoldered connection. So sekarang kita tengok this solder wick, it is made from copper, the same thing yang digunakan untuk buat benda yang warna bronze ni, benda gangsa-gangsa dekat atas board ni. So dia guna copper. Okay, so we use this thing to completely remove the melted iron dekat atas kita punya board. So apply the solder wick and soldering iron to the desoldered connection. So macam ni lah, you tengok. Dia letak je atas connection mana dia nak desoldered tu. Okay, so dekat atas wick tu letak soldering iron. Panaskan terus sekali. So the solder wick will draw the excess solder of the PCB pad. So sekarang ni instead of dia melekat dekat pad board, dia melekat dekat pad, dia melekat dekat soldering wick. Kenapa? Kenapa? Sekarang kita ada dua copper. Okey, copper pertama ni ada timah. Lepas tu you letak copper satu dekat atas dia, and then you letak soldering tip atas dia, dia akan melekat dekat solder wick, bukan dekat copper lagi. Kenapa? Sebab heat. Sebab solder wick tu you apply kan soldering iron. Maksudnya dia akan jadi panas. So bila dia panas, dia akan cairkan sekejap timah yang melekat tadi tu, and then dia akan melekat dekat mana? Dia akan melekat dekat tempat yang panas. Dia tak akan melekat dekat copper yang sejuk ni lagi. Sebab tu dia akan melekat dekat yang belah atas ni, copper wick ni, this one. Okay, this part here. Sebab tu dia akan melekat dekat sini. So that's why tadi saya beritahu reheating proses tu, preheat process is very important. Sebelum you apply solder, you letak soldering iron tu kena dekat kaki dengan kena dekat copper pad tu serentak. Panaskan sekejap, 3 saat, 4 saat. Baru you letak timah. Bila dia panas, dia senang nak melekat. Right? So the solder wick will draw the excess solder of the PCB pad. And then desolder the PCB pad. Okay, maksudnya everything is cleared lah. Okay, so two ways of desoldering process. The first one is by using solder sucker. Second one is by using soldering wick, solder wick. Okay. Soldering safety. Wear safety glasses when soldering. This includes all individuals in the vicinity of someone who is soldering. Okay. So you ada dalam range siapa-siapa yang solder, pakailah safety glasses. Place soldering iron in an approved holder when not in use. The iron is hot and can cause burns. So you ada soldering holder, betul? Ada kan? So bila tak panas, masuk dalam soldering holder tu. Jangan letak atas meja je. Bila you letak je atas meja tu, orang tak perasan, datang letak tangan, kena. Okay. Place the soldering iron so that the cord does not get caught up in your arms or on others. Cord tu apa? Dia punya kabel dia. Okay. So ini kabel dia, ujung ni you punya soldering iron. Okay, you place, jangan rapat dengan tangan you orang. Macam ni kan, you buat kerja, ini kat sini, kat atas siku you. Kali you tak perasan you ni, angkat, solder tu pun terangkat, tu kat hidung ke, tak tahulah. Apa-apa yang kena kan. So, kalau panas tu, ensure to access to proper ventilation. So, we are okay, kita punya sistem ventilation, that is okay lah, means that all the fumes tu, apa semua, dia akan melalui kita punya corong-corong ni lah. Verify that the type of solder is safe to use in your working environment. Don't worry about this. You tak akan beli solder you sendiri, kita akan pakai from lab. So lab akan pakai mengikut standard yang dibenarkan oleh kerajaan Malaysia lah. Secure the components to be soldered before beginning the soldering process. Okay, so what does that mean? Now, you already have a component, resistor. And you know, sekarang you nak solder these things, you nak solderkan komponen ni. Okay, what does secure the component means? Ambil dulu komponen tu, place them on the board properly, and then just leave them, tinggal nak kena solder saja. baru you start ambil solder iron you, nak panaskan, nak applykan apa tindak timah tadi. That is what secure the components. If you doesn't secure the component macam ni, komponen masih dekat meja, belum atas board lagi, you ambil soldering iron, baru masa tu sebelah tangan nak pegang board, sebelah tangan nak pegang komponen, nak masukkan, baru nak cucuk, nak solder. So that is not allowed. Bukan not allowed, that is dangerous. Okay, secure dulu. Bubur dia dekat tempat dia betul-betul. Dah cantik kedudukan dia nak, you bengkokkan kaki dia supaya dia tak bergerak, terbalikkan board, baru you ambil soldering iron, placekan dia. Okay, jangan dah pegang soldering iron, dah nak start solder ni, alamak, resistor tak masuk lagi. You pakailah tangan ni. Soldering iron kat sini, ambil resistor, ambil board, masukkan, nak bengkok. No. Letak dulu you punya soldering iron ni. Okay, that is for your safety and for the component safety as well. Alright. That is secure the components. Provide plenty of space to work. So don't worry lah. Supposedly one of these workbench ni ada 4 students, sekarang tinggal 2. So you have a very large enough space lah. So that should be sufficient for you. Use a properly sized point for the soldering job to be completed. So yours will be the standard size lah. That is okay. Verify that the tip on the soldering iron has a sharp point and has not been damaged in any way. Alright, so soldering tip tu, kalau if you take care of them properly, lepas guna you cuci pakai damp sponge and everything, buang everything. Lepas tu sebelum simpan, buat tinning proses, make sure ada selapis tin dekat atas dia, and then you simpan, your solder will be okay for a very long time. Okay, tapi lepas pakai panas-panas, lepas tu you terus simpan and everything, tak jaga, tak cuci bersih-bersihkan dia, dia senang nak rosak lah. Bukan senang nak rosak, the reason why sebab saya cakap tadi lah, dia akan lama-lama dia akan jadi hitam, dia akan berkarat. Once dia berkarat, kalau berkarat tu you tak jaga, dia akan, what you call it, nak kata koyak, bukan juga koyak, besi. Takkan kita nak koyak besi kan, berlubang lah, macam dia pecah kan. You pernah tengok tak, macam zinc kan, zinc tu dah karat, hujung tu dia dah jadi macam sompek-sompek sikit kan. So that is what it means. Verify that the tip of the soldering iron has a sharp point, masih tajam. Okay, jangan ada yang dah tumpul, dah berlubang kat tengah tu, you still pakai, that is dangerous. Okay, check the power cord for burnt or melted sections that show bare wires. Okay, so you punya kabel, tengok, you tak perasan dah terkena solder kawan you sebelah, panas, dia dah melt, dah nampak you punya apa kabel dekat dalam. So that is very very dangerous lah. Label those codes. Do not use and ask the instructor to repair or replace. Okay. Do not touch the molten solder. It is hot. Okay. Berapa tadi? 180 darjah Celsius kan? 200 lah kita letak. When it is melting, suhu dia dekat 200 darjah Celsius. So jangan pergi sentuh pula. Make sure that the solder stand, bukan strand. Make sure that the solder stand is long enough to keep fingers away from the hot iron. So bila you letak tu, you have your already come together with your soldering iron tu, dia punya stand tu, but that is okay already. Ini in case of yang buat soldering stand sendiri. Okay, dia ada macam-macam cara lah. Alright, pakai apa je, just letak je macam tu kan. Yang penting dia punya tip tu ke atas. So yang itu you kena make sure lah, supaya jauh daripada you. Tie back long hair and remove or tuck loose clothing. Rambut okey. Kalau you pakai lengan panjang, bila nak solder, lipat lah. Kalau you pakai apa, long sleeve punya shirt, okey, takut senang tersangkut, terkena. Use heat sinks for heat sensitive parts. Provide sufficient cooling time before removing parts. So I don't think you'll be using any of this for this semester. Heat sinks ni We use them for heat sensitive part, for example IC. Kan hari tu kita ada tengok pasal IC kan, yang warna hitam tu kan. Kalau IC tu ada 14 kaki, 7 kaki sebelah sini, 7 kaki sebelah sini. Each of them tu you nak kena solder setiap satu. Betul atau tak? Betul. So kalau you solder dekat satu tempat ni 10 second. Kaki 1, kaki 2 10 second, kaki 3 10 second. Sampai 14 dia dah jadi 140 second. Belum lagi yang you nak solder balik apa semua, dah jadi berapa minit lah. So when the heat is applied too long to the components, which is the IC tadi, dia senang nak burn. Kalau 2 kaki tak apa, resistor, you buat sini sekali, buat sini sekali, habis. So tak lama benda tu dipanaskan. Tapi IC, kalau 14 kaki, you kena heatkan dia sebanyak 14 kali. So possibilities for the components to damage sangat tinggi. Alright, so kita guna heat sinks. Okay, heat sinks ni apa? A medium where used to reduce the heat applied to the components. Satu benda, medium yang kita gunakan untuk kurangkan jumlah haba yang dikenakan terhadap komponen tu. So, if this is your IC, dah tak ada benda saya nak pakai. Tak apalah. Ni IC, ini you punya board. Board warna hijau, ini IC, you nak placekan dia, you nak solder setiap satu. So that is basically not advised lah. Kita guna heat sink, kita letak satu benda dekat atas ni, kita solder dia 2 atau 4 kaki je. Yang mana dekat heat sink ni, atas ni dia ada dia punya soket-soket dah, lubang-lubang dia untuk slotkan kaki IC tu tadi. So instead of we solder the IC directly to the board, kita sekarang solder benda lain dulu, baru kita placekan IC tu kat atas, so that IC tu tak terdedah kepada haba. Yang terdedah kepada haba adalah heat sink tadi. So dia akan mengurangkan haba yang kena kepada komponen, so dia takkan rosak. Heat sink ni biasa dia tahan panas. Nama dia pun heat sink. Dia sinkkan haba. Sink apa? Sink. Bukan sink menggali. S-I-N-K. S-I-N-K. Ha? Ha? Rendam? Tenggelam. Bolehlah tenggelam. Dia senang nak tengok, singki air dah. You pasang air, air tu masuk hilang, betul? Sink tu lah. So dia punya heat sink tu maksudnya kita nak buang haba yang lebih-lebih ni, supaya komponen tu tak terbakar. Do not flick solder off the iron. Flicking can cause solder to spray and hit skin or eyes. Okay, you dah solder panas sekali melekat dekat solder you, ada sekumpul bulat tu tengah duk cair. You pergi macam tu ha. Kan? Jadi tu masuk dalam mata. Macam mana? Kan? So jangan flick. You have access, gosok dekat atas damp sponge tadi. Itu je cara dia. Ataupun jangan pula you macam tu ha. Tengah panas ni 200-300 darjah, you pergi pakai tangan. Dia melekat lah kat tangan you ni. Okay, avoid them. Hold the scrap end when cutting excess lead so that the scrap lead is not thrown into air. Okay, you dah masukkan kaki resistor, masuk dekat dalam lubang. You dah solder. Bila you nak potong tu, pakailah satu long nose, pegang bawah ni, potong, cutter, supaya lead ni tak terloncat ke melanting ke kan. Cut leads evenly with wire cutters. Okay, potong pakai wire cutter, jangan pergi pakai spade kuku. Okay, saya dulu masa diploma wire cutter tak ada, pakai spade kuku. Okay, so that is not the way lah. Make sure that leads do not short across the traces of leads. Okay, ini maksudnya yang macam tadilah, yang bridging tu. Ataupun lead ada keluar dua, sini dari kaki resistor, sini kaki transistor. You tak perasan kaki tu sebenarnya dah tersentuh sikit. Okay, itu boleh terjadi sebab bila you buat atas board tu, They are very small. Bukan you boleh tengok besar-besar macam dalam diagram tadi tu. Sangat kecil. Okey, kaki tu dua keluar je ni. You potong sini kaki transistor, you potong kaki resistor. Tapi sebenarnya bila you adjust, dia dah terkena sikit. You tak nampak. Okay, so make sure that doesn't happen. Thoroughly wash your hands after handling solders, of course lah. Okay, so you dah pegang-pegang benda-benda tu, cuci lah. Okay. Alright, so that's it for soldering and desoldering. This one, okay, SMT. Kita akan masuk next class lah. Sangat kecil. Okay, ni dia. So they are very small for you to place them. That's why you need your tweezer. Okay. Okay, any question? If you have no questions, then I think I will end the class here lah. 4:20 already. Please scan for your attendance ya. LO7 lah. Dah ke? Okey. Okey, Muhammad Nur Syahizam, kenal tak? Exam apa? Oh, okey. Ada surat tak apalah. Untuk apa ni ya? Tahu tak? Repeat SPM, semua paper. Sebab? Ha? Ayah ada suruh. Ayo, nasib baik. Oh. Jenuh. Muhammad Aiman Fahmi? Ni apa?
Kelas minggu lepas dia tak datang buat test pintu.
Ni siapa? Oh, samalah. Oh, okey. Berarti saya betulkan lah.
Minggu lepas pun dia tak datang.
Alright, berapa ada bulan ni? Sebelah akhir bulan. Ya, sebelah akhir bulan. Okey, nanti saya betulkan. Okey, Aiman Fahmi ni tak tahu Hidup lagi ya? Hidup. Muhammad Amin. Dia memang ada lah. Oh, dia duduk luar. Susah lah kalau duduk luar, itulah problem dia. Jauh nak datang memang. Okey lah. So, I'll see you. Tak apa dah, nanti biar I'll see you bila? Tomorrow tomorrow kita continue habiskan. Next week kita dah start boleh buat practical. Right, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Apa?
Video. Saya pun jadi putih. Video multimeter punya. Boleh tengok?
Multimeter? Saya tengok
Oh, di sini. Saya nak tengok. Stream. Dia boleh masuk tapi dia kata tak ada ni. Tak ada apa video. Sekejap saya masuk
Nanti saya ini kan link baru lah. Saya takut link lama ni mungkin
so,
apa ke.
Solder reset tu nak pakai bila tu?
Dah
Dah pakai belum?
Belum. Cuba dapatkan dalam week 8 week 9 dulu.
8 week 9 nak pakai
Bukan dah nak pakai, kita dah nak try test tengok apa semua kan. Sebab sekarang week 5, week 6 kita nak tengok, minggu depan kita tengok pasal komponen dengan multimeter. Week 7 kita dah nak tengok ni benda-benda ni. Kita pakai week 8 tu, bukanlah week 8 dalam Boleh lah, week 9, week 10 lah senang cerita. Dalam range tu lah, sebab lepas tu kita nak tengok breakboard, apa semua, streetboard apa semua. Sebab kita dah nak start tengok tu, sebab nanti you dah kena buat assessment. Assessment you akan pakai benda-benda tu. Ha?
Dia tu kalau buat FIP pun semua sendiri hilang tak boleh.
Bila buat FIP,
Tak boleh buat yang soldering pun semua tu. Kita pakai kita punya.
pakai sendiri punya lah. Sini tak ada sediakan soldering iron. Dia akan sediakan solder je. Solder flux tu ada lah. Tapi soldering iron tu pakai sendiri punya.
Ya.
Right.
Ni dia generation ni.
Sekejap saya... Mana saya punya... Oh alamak, saya tak off lagi ni. Sekejap Start recording.